Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. This is the kind of rumor that gets the entire NFL talking, especially for us Bears fans who are always looking for that game-changing move. According to some credible sources like Diana Rossini, there's some serious speculation swirling around Kayvon Thibodeaux, the talented edge rusher from the New York Giants. And if there's even a sliver of truth to it, this could be one of the biggest defensive shakeups we've seen in a while. The Giants, currently sitting at a rough 2-7 record and struggling to keep their heads above water, are reportedly considering trading Thibodeaux, and the Bears are in the mix as a potential landing spot. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would the Giants move on from such a promising young pass rusher? Well, things aren't exactly smooth in New York right now. They're in chaos mode, with a record that's way below expectations, and a cap situation that's tighter than ever, with only about $12 million to work with. Plus, they're dealing with some pressing needs, especially on the offensive line, after Daniel Jones has struggled mightily this season, completing just 58% of his passes and failing to find consistent rhythm. The Giants are feeling the pressure to fix their offense, and their defense, which was supposed to be their strength, has been anything but. They rank 28th in the league in defensive ranking, allowing an average of 26 points per game, which is an eye-opener for a team that was supposed to contend. So the rumor is that the Giants might be willing to part ways with Thibodeaux, possibly in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft. Yes, a second-round pick, which might seem steep for some, but in a situation where they need cap space and are trying to rebuild, it's a move that makes sense on paper. The Giants are also trying to free up some cap to extend key players like Dexter Lawrence, who's been a beast on their defensive line. But losing Thibodeaux, who's just 24 years old and already making waves with his explosiveness and versatility, could be a big blow for them. This is where it gets interesting for us Bears fans. Since the trade, the focus has been on how Thibodeaux's impact could elevate our defense. Remember last season, when we traded for Montez Sweat, it was a game changer. Sweat's addition increased our pressure rate by over 15%, and that's no small feat. Now imagine adding a player like Thibodeaux, who is not only quick off the snap but also a disruptor in the backfield. His stats from 2025 are impressive. Up until early November, he's recorded 8 sacks, 38 pressures, and 12 tackles for loss. His PFF grade hovers around 87.9, which is elite, and he has a win rate of 24%. His EPA per play stands at -0.31, showing he's effective at disrupting plays and getting to the quarterback. Thibodeaux's explosiveness is a hallmark of his game. He's got an initial burst off the line of 1/8 seconds on average, which makes him a nightmare for offensive tackles. He's also accumulated 18 QB hits and 2 forced fumbles this season. His career totals are even more impressive: 28 sacks, 150 pressures, and 45 tackles for loss, making him a top-tier athlete in his position. If you remember Julius Peppers, that's the kind of impact athlete we're talking about, the kind of player who can transform an entire defensive unit. Now, considering the Bears' current situation, standing at 4-5 with roughly $15 million in available cap space, adding Thibodeaux would be a huge boost. He, along with Montez Sweat, could form a duo that's nearly impossible for offenses to handle. Our defense has shown flashes of dominance this season, especially after the Sweat trade, which significantly increased our pressure and forced turnovers. Our defense now ranks higher, and with Thibodeaux's speed and versatility, we could see a similar, if not greater, impact. And let's not forget, adding a player of Thibodeaux's caliber could be the missing piece that pushes us over the edge, especially when facing divisional rivals like the Green Bay Packers. The Packers' offensive line has been leaky, and our pass rush could exploit that weakness even more with Thibodeaux in the mix. The potential for a dominant front seven with Sweat and Thibodeaux rushing from the outside is tantalizing. It's the kind of upgrade that can turn a good defense into a great one, especially in the high-stakes moments of the season. Looking at the numbers, Thibodeaux has a +1.9 bend win rate, and his sack rate already has a plus 12% advantage in pressures. This kind of production is rare for a player still in his early 20s, and it's exactly what we need to make that leap into serious contention. If he continues on this trajectory, he's not just a good player. He's an X-factor, a game winner, a difference maker who can elevate our entire unit. His athleticism and relentless effort remind many of Julius Peppers, a player who could change games single-handedly, and I see that kind of potential in Thibodeaux. Now, in terms of the bigger picture, the Super Bowl odds could see a significant shift if this move goes down. Currently, the Bears are sitting at +8, 0 odds to win it all, but with Thibodeaux' addition, those odds could tighten considerably, maybe to +4, 0, or even better. He's not just a player. He's a catalyst for the kind of dramatic improvement that can make us genuine contenders. The idea of having him paired with Sweat, creating a relentless pass rush that opponents dread, is a vision that many Bears fans are hoping becomes reality sooner rather than later. It's a bold move, but in today's NFL, bold moves are often what separate the contenders from the pretenders. And let's be clear, this isn't just about individual talent. It's about the chemistry, the scheme, and the mindset. Thibodeaux' athleticism and disruptive nature could inspire our entire defense to play with more confidence and aggression. We've seen flashes of that this season, but adding a player like him could be the final piece to a puzzle that's been missing that championship edge. The Bears have been building with purpose, and if this trade does happen, it could be the spark that ignites our defensive unit for the rest of the year and beyond. Of course, there are skeptics in the Giants' camp. They're worried about losing a talented young pass rusher and how that might weaken their front. Their run defense has been allowing 4-6 yards per carry, and their offense has been struggling to put points on the board, averaging just 17 points per game. They need cap space, they need to rebuild, and they see Thibodeaux as a valuable asset to flip for future assets. But for us Bears fans, the potential upside is enormous. Thibodeaux' presence could help us dominate divisional matchups, make life miserable for quarterbacks, and turn our defense into a true strength heading into the second half of the season. Looking ahead, if this trade materializes, it's not just about adding a talented edge rusher. It's about the message it sends. Chicago is serious about contending now. It's about making bold moves to elevate the team and finally get back to that Super Bowl level. With Thibodeaux, we're not just adding a player, we're adding a game changer, a young star who can define the next era of Bears football. His impact could be reminiscent of Julius Peppers, who was a force for years and helped carry the Bears' defense through tough times. In conclusion, all signs point to a potential seismic shift in our defense if this trade goes through. Thibodeaux' athleticism, disruptive ability, and youth make him an ideal fit for the Bears' aspirations. The Giants, facing their own issues, might be more willing than we think to part ways, especially if it means clearing cap space and rebuilding for the future. For us, this could be the offseason move that propels us into real playoff contention, giving us that extra edge needed to compete with the best in the league. It's a bold, exciting prospect, one that every Bears fan should be watching closely. Because if this move happens, it could be the start of something special, a new chapter in Chicago Bears history, featuring a dominant defense that strikes fear into every opponent. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this possibility? Do you believe Thibodeaux could be the piece that pushes us to the next level? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. This offseason could be one of the most transformative in recent memory, and we're here to bring you every step of the way. Keep the faith, stay loud, and let's hope that the next move is as exciting as we all imagine. Because when the Bears make bold moves, we all win.